in.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jack Cutting,
Here.
Mike Follett,
Here.
Lawrence Myers, Dee Patel, Nicole French.
Here.
And Susan Johnson. Here. You have a quorum.
Alrighty. And you all received an agenda by email. Entertain a motion for approval of that agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. A motion is second.
Yes.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Agenda's approved. Previous minutes, back in February.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Brush the dust off, right?
No, just come on through, it's open. Be easier.
Although mine says February 18, 2019. That was
Oh,
a
that's
long
better.
time ago.
That's my fault. I will fix that.
Feels like that long ago.
I will fix that.
All right.
There she is. Sit right up there.
Okay, so we're looking over the minutes from the previous meeting, February 18th, 2020. And I would entertain a motion for approval of the previous minutes.
We can go back and forth.
I'll make a motion to approve them as long as it says 2020.
All right.
Second.
In a second. That motion is second for approval of the previous minutes, corrected to the correct year. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Financial report. Which one do we usually do first?
That is up to you.
So we can see that we fell off pretty good in April and May, huh? Lodging tax receipts. Hopefully we can rebound toward the end of the year, end of the fiscal year.
When do we collect on those? Do you know, is that usually a month? I mean, when it's in February, is that usually for the month prior or for the idea? Yeah, I didn't know. Sue, it's a question for her, Sue, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, it would actually be Pam, and then some people pay quarterly too.
Oh, okay.
Rather than by the month.
Okay.
So you have to kind of take it all into
So it might, the numbers
account.
might lag for a few, even though things
Yeah,
are.
right, yeah.
Because even looking at some previous years, you'll see low amounts of
Mhm.
tax.
Right, yeah, right, yeah.
Which would seem to be,
Was the spike in July of 2017, was that because of the eclipse?
No, that was,
That was that catch-up payment, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
that's why in 17 you saw February, March, April, May, June,
Right.
real low.
Yeah.
Then it was a catch-up in
Okay.
July.
It's like, I know we had a lot of people come.
Yeah.
That was a catch-up.
We didn't have that many staying with the lodging, you know.
we did have a lot of people come, but that wasn't the reason. Are there any other questions on the financial report?
Motion to approve.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, motion second. Any other discussion? All right, call for a vote. All those in favor of approval of the financial report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. So moved, and we are at old business. Is that where the Lamar comes in, or no?
No, I've got that under new business.
New business,
under
okay.
approval.
Okay.
But I think Kathy might have some stuff he wants to.
I just have the Lamar, and I've got, in old business, this probably is actually new business, would be looking at the budget.
Oh, okay, so old, we can just.
2021.
We can just dispense with old business.
Okay.
On to new. So Happy, why don't you,
So we got
Say
an
what you got.
update from Lamar on the billboard. Let's review it. Megan, I'll take one, pass it on. Should we have enough?
Thanks.
So we're a little late. In the minutes, you'll see where we're supposed to talk about this in April.
April?
Guess what? Nobody was meeting, and they understood. And I got contacted by Lamar, and I said, well, we're going to have a TTC meeting, but it's going to be in a couple of weeks, and they were good with that.
Okay.
So we're a little behind, so it's been up there free for a couple of months. The service dates this year would be from April this year to April of next year. This is the billboard out on I-55. Total cost of $4,355. Is that effective use of our money, or is it can we put it somewhere else? Should we put it into?
Is this the one up by Bloomsdale?
Yeah. Yeah. So should we put this in, we could put this in Facebook ads, we could put it into newspaper ads, we could put them into radio ads. Toby Carey is going to start as tourism director next Wednesday, and he would be able to.
Welcome.
He could then decide what to do with this. I think once you lose this spot, though, then you would, if you wanted to contract again for a billboard, then you'd have to find another location.
Right.
Are we capturing the right amount of people coming on down the highway? Are they seeing that billboard and then getting off and coming to St. Genevieve?
Yeah, it seemed to me, I don't know if it was the last meeting or one of the previous meetings, the discussion was about whether that was actually the position of it was not the best.
It's terrible.
No.
And nobody's gonna see the board and get off when they've already got other plans.
They don't have enough time.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
time.
I feel like it's too close to that exit. If we had one up by Festus, then that would give you enough time to put that idea in your head and be like, oh, maybe we'll stop off there. But
Right, yeah.
that one, you've got 2 miles until the first exit, and then the next one, it's like,
Right, yeah.
do we go? Do we not?
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's on the left-hand side, when you come under that
Yeah,
bridge there,
That's
it's,
why the price is what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to see anyway.
It would be, I see billboards as being part of a total marketing plan.
Right.
So you reinforce what you're also putting out there in other channels.
Right.
Right.
We don't do that. All we do is have one up there saying, hey, come to St. Genevieve on your way down to Cape Girardeau.
Right.
Or do we need to catch people actually going north as they're going to St. Louis? Because are they on vacation more going north than they are going south? Does it make a difference?
I don't know, we get a lot of people from St. Louis and from Southern Illinois that come into our stores, so that's where I see a lot of traffic from.
Was there a conversation, when's the last time the advisory committee met?
Advisory or the TTC?
Advisory.
Advisory.
That was a
We
month
zoomed
ago.
last month.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was there discussion on it then? I don't remember.
No, because we hadn't been contacted yet by
Yeah.
Lamar and hadn't brought it back up.
Does the price increase every year, or does it stay about the same?
I don't know the
We don't
history
know.
on it, I hate to say.
It's the same.
It's the same.
But I don't
Was
have
this-
a deal with the city.
Yeah, I mean, was this the, because we only took it out, Sandra, remember we voted on this, we
Right,
just took it out.
yeah.
What? Has it even been a year? Or has it only been 6 months?
Mm-mm.
It isn't all that
Hasn't
old.
been, no.
No,
So I didn't know if they were leaving the price the same or not. Do we know that, have we?
didn't.
Don't know?
Didn't look up.
Yeah. I don't remember, but I remember we got a really good deal on it, but of course, we should have, because you don't see it, because when you
Right.
come under that bridge, you don't
Right,
even
yeah,
see it
yeah.
until you're under the bridge.
Right.
And then your angle's over here, it's not even down there, so,
Right.
yeah.
I think that, it's been a while since the TACs met and talked about it, but I believe they really were hoping for more of a push into digital, and utilizing that more.
Well, yeah.
So you think that billboard's only been there for 6 months to a year?
We were, yeah, because
So the artwork's been the same from the time it went up?
yeah, because it's not that right.
Megan's looking it up now to see.
I could take
Yeah.
it.
Because I think I've just been on here a year. When the mayor remembers,
Yeah, it's just a year.
I think I've been on here a year in
Yeah,
February or
that's
March.
that was one of our first year decision there was to get
Right,
that to them.
right, so I think.
That's a year old.
I think it's a
Yeah.
year old, I think.
Yeah,
and-
that's a year
and
old.
So, even though it's a good price, I'm not sure about the location, and I know that there are other things that we could
Right.
probably do.
And we don't really have a way of tracking who sees the billboard either, you know, unless there's one person in town that's like, hey, did you see the billboard? Is that why you're here?
Or unless they
Then we
mention
have
it
no
at the,
idea.
at the Welcome Center.
Right,
Right.
But, yeah.
it's just hard to see what
So
you're
then,
getting for your money
When do they want
it's
it,
a
right,
billboard.
right, when do they want a decision, or have we already passed due?
April, last April, yeah.
Okay.
But they were fine with us, holding it off for discussion, because they understood, everybody's kind of
Right.
delayed.
Right.
That doesn't mean we're not gonna have to pay for a couple of months.
Right, yeah.
So maybe $700, but not the full 4,000, 43.55.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that we're getting the bang for the buck there, that we,
I agree.
we need to.
I like it. I mean, I think the artwork and stuff looks pretty good, but, I mean, considering.
And we can save that and reuse it, again, if we come up with a marketing plan, and that includes a billboard, and we have a location that we definitely want to put it in, then we can reuse that, incorporate it with whatever we're changing it to. But we just don't have a game plan to be incorporated, to be using this at this point.
Is this the only billboard that we have for St. John, or isn't there one northbound somewhere?
No,
We used to have one northbound.
Yeah, we discontinued it too.
Oh,
Now, there is a little billboard coming from wine country, I think.
It
out
was
there at
approved
Cathedral.
last
Okay.
February.
February,
Yeah, and the price, I have that we priced it at $45.50, so this is actually a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Probably
Probably because they don't have to replace,
But
no labor's involved.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's probably because 4550 was
It went
probably
up
with.
$10 a month,
Yeah. It went up 10 a month?
according to this last plan.
Okay.
So that may have been,
I'm not,
so that may have been a renewal?
Yeah,
Yeah, if it went up, the price went up,
yeah.
so maybe a couple of years.
okay, maybe we were voting, well, she was telling, I remember her explain, I don't know if it was someplace else. I remember Sandra explaining to us
Right,
where
yeah.
it was going to be.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I have that all in these minutes.
So, anyway, it doesn't really matter, it's there, and I'm not sure how many people like it there, so. Have you talked to some people about digital?
At the last TAC, it came up a couple of times, and it has previously, and I think that a lot of those folks are kind of thinking that would be
Right.
something
So-
better, or something else to
Yeah.
look into a little further. It's also a very big expense to commit to right before we have a new tourism director and all of his
Right,
plans.
yeah.
I'm fine with sticking it back into the budget and having conversations about
Right,
something
yeah.
else.
I mean, you could do a lot of digital advertising for $4,000.
Well, without going down, we can talk about specifics in another meeting and make the decision to, maybe to take that down, but, Robinsons are doing a lot of digital boards now. And what I had in mind was, even though events aren't, really happening this summer, but keep in mind that we could probably, incorporate some of those ads like we do in magazines, where the city pays for a portion and other business owners, you go to them and say, hey, would you be willing to pay a portion, okay? Then what you can do is you can really hit specific events, because it jumps from board to board. I'm talking specifically the Robinson one, You know, they have one here in town, they have one in Perryville, they have one in Chester, they have one down in Jackson area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and your ad can stay on one board, or it can jump to several boards, and you can change it as often as you want. So you can target a message for an upcoming event. So it might be something we want to look at, is maybe the city can take some money and pair it with other businesses or something,
Like the
and do a
actual-
targeted message, instead of it being the same message every day, every week, every month. You can change them,
Yeah.
so.
And then you could support whatever Facebook advertising you're doing, print advertising,
Yeah.
so radio advertising, whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Do you know any pricing on the digital ones?
Well, it probably changes constantly, but you're looking at, 800 to 1,000 a month. Pretty expensive. It's what it was. But you can also, that's for like every third minute, okay? And then 7 to 8 seconds every time it pops up.
Right.
You can space that out and say, I want it only every other rotation, or you can say, I want, so there's so many different options. But give or take, you're looking at, 800 a month. And now if you went for a full year, anyway, it's about what it is.
Okay, any other discussion on the billboard proposal? I mean, or do you want to just have a vote on to delete that service?
Do we need to make a motion first, or
Yeah.
just vote?
Or do-
Motion to,
or do we just-
Motion to not renew the billboard on 55 at Bloomsdale for the upcoming year.
Okay.
Second.
Any other discussion?
And pay the 2 months that we owe them.
Yeah, we'll have to pay the problem.
If they're gonna, yeah.
Yeah, they may not say anything.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But, all right, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So you will contact Lamar then?
Yep, yep.
Okay. All right. And then what else did you have, sir?
Okay, so we have started our budgeting process. I just want to give you an idea of what we're looking at. I don't have everything filled in here, but just, I'm looking at the basics, and then we'll
Is it one
fill
page?
out one page. One page front and back.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we changed our format up a little bit this year, so that we were utilizing the computer system that the computer software that we have. And just pretty simply, what you'll see is two numbers written in. One is what we think on income. So this year we had adopted 23,850. I'm estimating about 18,000, and that's because of COVID-19. I don't see the summer rebounding as quickly as it might have in the past. So I think we're going to see a reduction in that amount. If we would actually see an increase, then we can bring it back as a budget amendment for you all to review and then take it to the board. Or you'll have more money to spend in the next fiscal year. So then looking down to marketing, whereas, we had almost 24,000 as income. Down below in marketing, we had 24,000 as an expenditure. So what I've done there is I've just filled it in with 17,000. You can give me another number if you want, but that would be your expenditure amount for the 2021 budget year. So that starts October 1st. And you also see what our year-to-date actuals are. That's one of the reasons we've got 3 months left, we're at 13,284. I just don't think we're gonna make the 23,000.
Well, not with that attitude, we're not.
So I will get out on the highway and get some flags and tell people to come into the B&Bs and to the hotels, and let's fill these up.
Have all of the B&Bs and things, have they all opened back up, or do you know?
As far as I know, I haven't seen where everybody's opened up, but I think at least 50% have. Yeah. And some of them never closed, they just,
Sure.
nobody booked.
Sure.
And we lost some in the sale of
Right, the end.
in St. Jim.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Southern's gonna
And-
close too.
Mhm.
Huh?
Yeah,
Southern
So-
Hotel is going.
Oh, really?
yeah.
I didn't hear that. And somewhere in time became a private residence as well.
Right.
So,
That's a lot of beds downtown. Hmm. So these are obviously proposed numbers that you wrote in here, which is October, right?
Yeah.
So are you looking for a vote tonight, or is this information for us for now, or?
If you have an issue with that, let me know, otherwise I will just incorporate them as part of the budget. If you want to vote on approving those numbers, we can move forward. I'm not sure if you've voted on it in the past. I think it was just for, I
I
don't
think
know.
it's just for
Information,
information.
yeah.
So at previous tax commissions like this, we did the budgeting, brought it to the TTC and said, here's the amount of money you have to spend,
Mhm.
go for it.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the way I was bringing it to you all. I don't know,
Okay.
again, I don't want to do anything different than you've done in the past, but since, we oversee all those finances, we can just take care of that, get it approved, and then go from there.
But Happy, you said that if the tax income increases, we could later go back and do a budget amendment.
Yeah. Yeah, either that or you save it for the next year. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine to me. I don't have any questions.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Thank you, Happy, appreciate it. So we have elections?
Yeah, sure. So we'll have to, we go through this every year, we'll have to have somebody open nominations for president. And
Or
it's,
for chairperson?
yeah, chairperson. I don't know why it's written like that. So, we need to do elections tonight, and we need somebody to open for chairperson. Someone to open the nominations, not to nominate themselves. Just a name.
Who do you want to get even with?
Here's our list of.
Or we can push it. If you wanna wait until Lawrence is here.
That's what I was wondering, if we,
Who are the actual
yeah,
I don't
if Laura.
think that
people
it's
right
gonna
now other
hurt
than Jack?
if we wait.
Is Jack's the
Jack.
chairperson?
Mhm.
Jack, Mike, you're vice chairperson.
Mhm.
And Lawrence was the secretary/treasurer, which that job is done for you, so.
In title only, right?
So you could have everybody move up. Sorry, I'll get even with you later.
Yeah, I mean, if we could, when does it need to be? You just mentioned if we can put it off until the next meeting, or what do you
I
say?
think
What
that
does
we
need?
did it last year in June, but we don't meet every month.
Right.
I assume we'll meet next month since Toby will be in. I don't know that there would be an issue with putting it off. What do you think?
My understanding is you serve until somebody replaces you.
Mhm.
So you just continue in the same.
Continue same positions.
Positions, yeah. So if you didn't show up, then we'd have to run a meeting.
Last year I did it in July, So
There you go.
I think we had it on June's meeting and then we didn't have an agenda, or, I don't know.
Didn't have a quorum, you mean?
Didn't have a quorum, yeah, that too. So, I'm okay with putting it off. I don't think anybody's gonna come after us.
If we don't hear any objections, we'll just,
Put it off.
we'll postpone it until
Okay,
next month.
that's fine.
All
If
right.
you don't show up, you'll get elected.
Do we have any other business to come before the board? Oh, do we have any expenditures other than,
No, I've been keeping up with Sue on everything. We had approved all the search engine marketing last time we met for like
Right.
6 months, so we're
Right.
good
we're good, okay.
right now. I'll check with her again before next meeting, and then we'll hand it over to Toby.
Okay.
So, but I did check with her this morning, and she says no.
Okay,
So
we're good then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So hearing no other business, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting
All right.
at 5:59.
I can second that.
All right. We have a motion and a second. For adjournment, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? So be it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mark.